So you will see by the length of today's video that we have a live com at the end of it, and also a bit of a rant about the Football Manager 2024 brain, the intelligence of it. Stupid. We're going to recapping the Champions League run before Christmas. So we started off in qualifying against Hammarby of Sweden and got a 2-0 victory in the first leg. Haftorsen and Zadro on the score sheet. Before we then got a 1-0 victory away from home with Allemann on the score sheet. We then played Danish side Midtjylland in the playoff round. And the round was almost over after the first leg with a 3-0 victory. Haftorsen again, Zadro again, and Karolusson. We then travelled to Denmark where Allemann picked up both goals in a 2-1 victory for us. So that saw us go into the group stage, and with 10 men for most of the game, Allemann got the only goal as we secured 3 points on the opening day against Benfica. We then played our nemesis now in Newcastle, and they beat us 2-0. And yeah, they were by far the better team, just no questions asked really. Back to winning ways though, at home to Lens, and that was 6 points from the first 9, a 2-0 victory, an own goal, and Vislia on the score sheet. 9 points out of 12 as we beat Schalke at home. Sorry, Shakhtar. Maybe we'll beat Schalke later. Allemann on the score sheet. Absolute control of this game. I was very pleased. Could we win the Champions League group stage at this point? Allemann scoring and Yanti with 2. And we now have 12 points out of a possible 15. Kind of disappointed we didn't win to go into the winter break. But a 1-1 draw against Barcelona with Allemann on the score sheet. I've got to be pleased. So as we entered the winter break, we entered the winter window, and I got rid of 2 players. Well, I say got rid of. Westvang, for some reason, had a transfer value of nothing, and I couldn't adjust it. So I ended up just selling him to almost stop all of the stupid bids coming in asking me if I wanted to sell him for nothing. And one of our academy players in Scholberg went to Egerson, and I would have preferred to have tried to keep him, to be honest, but he wouldn't negotiate with me, so he's gone the other way and gone to Egerson. The only player we brought in, Allemann, has picked up another long-term injury. He's out for 6 months. He's actually back on today's episode. It is one of his first games back. But I signed Anthony, former Egerson legend. His real name Anthony Evans. Yeah, Anthony Evans, who we real named Anthony, if you remember, because we had 2 Evans playing at the time. Bought him for 275k. He is retiring on the 15th of July. But yeah, brought him in just for a short stint at the club. He's played 6 games, not scored in the league, but scored a couple in the cup. And I just think he was a nice player to bring in. And for his final few months as a player, I was over the moon to bring him in. We can look at the intake as well, because that's not going to take long. Absolutely shocking. When we click through them, you will see that there's not really players of massive quality in this year's intake, unfortunately. Some players who look okay, but not players who are going to be world beaters. So unfortunately, that's our intake. The less said about it, the better, to be honest. After Christmas, we then played Napoli and got a 1-1 draw, and I was delighted we didn't come back with a defeat. But we were going to the last game of the Champions League group stage, knowing a win would get us in the top 8, and a win would secure us qualification to the round of 16, avoiding the knockout round. Unfortunately, our team decided against the weakest team in the competition, who were bottom of the group at the time, Valor, we would let them get the win. So we lost the game 1-0, ended up having to go into the playoff round. We would come up against Stuttgart in the playoff round. A 1-1 draw away put us in a really good position going to the home leg, that we know we're solid at home. We know we can get wins, and that's just what we hope to do. And it's what we did, but we did make it quite difficult. A 3-2 victory, 4-3 on aggregate. Olsen with 2 because Allemann was injured with a broken lower leg. And Yanti in the 93rd minute saw us go through. 93rd minute. So round of 16 saw us come up against Manchester City. A 2-0 victory at home with Olsen again, our young striker, and Zadro on the score sheet. Travelling to Manchester though, second leg away from home, we held on. A 1-0 defeat in the round of 16. 3-2. 2-1 saw us go through. Look, man of the match, goalkeeper. Say no more. So in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, you know what they say, if you want to win the best, you got to beat the best. and we played Real Madrid away from home, and we lost 4-3 with Zadro, Guttlesrod and Neymar on the score sheet. But we were in this tie. And let me tell you, Real Madrid were not ready for the Norwegian League. We got a 3-1 victory, 6-5 on aggregate. Zadro, YLA and Murder with a penalty on the 80th minute. They did get a red card on the 61st, but winning the semi-finals against Tottenham Hotspur. And after a 0-0 draw at home, is the second leg worthy of a live comment in today's episode? No, I decided just to go and smash them. 2-1 away from home. Kodda and Lee on the score sheet. We are into the final at the Trevor Brooking Stadium of the Champions League. Today's episode against Chelsea. Now, normally I don't spoil competition results at the minute, but I had to show you this. So, Champions League final is here on the 1st of the 6th. On Saturday, the 1st of the 6th. They put us in a cup game 2 days ago. 2 days ago we played in the cup. So in the last couple of games I had to rest my whole squad to make sure they were actually fit for today's game. So our squad is ready. We do have a little bit of an issue here, you can see, with Halftorsen, because we didn't have enough players, basically. Guttlesrod isn't fit either. I think we're going to kind of Halftorsen 45 minutes, Guttlesrod 45 minutes, basically. Also, coming back from his injury is, Aleman. He's not fit enough to start the game. If I go into injury history, you can see here. So he tore his hamstring in December 2050. Okay, 2 months out. 2051, in March, he broke his ankle. 4 months out. Then in December 2051, so same, like winter breaks 3 years in a row. Broken leg, 5 months out. But he's back. He's played 2 sub appearances since coming back, so I'm going to bring him off the bench again today. We've got Chelsea in the Champions League final. And it looks like they're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we are getting in on the attacking midfielder, but also we are stopping the defensive mids to play. So we're going to make sure we press. Is that the former Egerson? It is. Oh my days, you have a former Egerson player in the squad as well in Corbett. Did they have anyone else? Did they have anyone else who's played for Egerson? No. Just that Corbett. But okay, that's interesting. In their defensive mid, they have a player who I signed and I used at Egerson. Right, here we go. Damn it. This is a chance for us to win the Champions League. I'm not telling you how we're going to play. Oh my days. Here we go. Champions League final. We've already won the Europa League with Rostrum. We've took them to 2 Europa League finals, losing 1, winning 1. Now, chance for the Champions League. We've already won it with Egersons. Can we win the Champions League with Chelsea? I've just finished a live stream, by the way, and that didn't go too well. So hopefully the FM gods are feeling a bit nicer with me now. Come on. Corbett's had a yellow card though. Maybe he's going to get himself sent off against his former manager. There's literally nothing happening. Oh. I've demanded more because there's literally nothing happening. Right, here we go. Corner for Chelsea. Can we win it and counter? Corner comes in. We do win it, but it comes out to them again. Oh, it's a goal. Oh my god. Kawaya has scored for Chelsea. Disappointing. No highlights in the first half has been a bit concerning, but at the same time, it's almost nice if we can just sneak in and get that one highlight which gets us a goal. The Norwegian League managing team have not helped us at all with our fixture list leading up to this, with games every couple of days and not putting anything back. Wonder if we put Yanti in, I think, just for the fact he's a lot fitter than Guttlesrod. Rest of the team is pretty, I think maybe Aleman. You need to give me 45 minutes, Aleman. I planned on maybe 25-30 minutes. But maybe bringing on one of the best strikers in the world. I think he's going to become a world-class striker. Maybe he can sneak us a goal in the second half. Corner though again for Chelsea. Cano now. Puts it across. Doors done. Oh, blocked rebound. Headed. Oh. Oh my days, what just happened? It's an own goal. How? No. I don't quite understand what's just happened. I think it got disallowed. But it looked like head off bow goalkeeper caught it and then dropped it into the goal. And fire us up. Half an hour ago, we're 1-0 down. Very, very few highlights in the game. We have a 0.03 XG. We have a corner. Corner comes in, back post, punched away. Right, Carlson now. To Codder. He goes back to Leah. Back to Codder. He goes out to Henriksen. Henriksen tries to beat his man, but just doesn't do it. They do try to play off in the back, which they do. They do go long in the end, though. Right. Steens brings it down. He goes forward to Yanti. To Steens. Cross to Callison. To Cod. Oh, Codder's lost it. Win it back. He should have tackled there, Codder. Come on. Henriksen wins it back, though. YLA. To Carlson. YLA, by the way, is now labelled as a wonder kid as well. So we had 2 wonder kids in our defence and our striker, as they've just scored. Maybe I shouldn't build us up that much. Please be offside. Please be offside. Let's give us a chance to get back into it. Come on. Please be offside. Been awarded. Oh my god. It's looking like we are losing with a whimper. With a whimper. Nothing really happening. No creative sparks, unfortunately. I think I'm going to take off Codder. He's not having a good game. Menseth can come on. I think Zadra I'm going to take off for Guttles Rod. But get back in. With 8 minutes to go. It looks like the football manager gods are really not on me tonight. Disappointing results in the stream. Now this live. Oh, I must have upset somebody. But what I would say is we did take Lillestrøm to a Champions League final. We did take Lillestrøm to within 90 minutes to win the Champions League. We won the Europa League. We've now just had a chance to win the Champions League with them. Now, is it our final Champions League final of FM24? I don't think so. I have faith we can maybe get back into it. I'm just going to say you did the best you could. We got to the Champions League final. At the end of the day, we got to the Champions League final. Let's have a look, see how the other teams did in Europe. Look at all the money coming in, by the way. 13.29 for losing in the final. 10 from the coefficient. We now have 107. 50 million profit. Let me tell you, in the summer, that's getting invested. Because I'm now at the point where I am trying to pump money in to make us successful. Try to just take us to the next step. And it's worked. Look at our defence. Look at our defence the last 12 months from the last summer when we signed them 2 new players. We've got to the Champions League final. So imagine just maybe an attacking midfielder. I'm just thinking maybe a shadow striker. That's where my heart's at for this summer window. The first team we're going to look at is Werder Glimt doing the Champions League, and it went as well as they seem to always do in the Champions League. So they lost to Feyenoord before beating Hocken, before losing to Tottenham and Barcelona, before drawing to Northland, losing to Shakhtar, before after Christmas drawing to Porto and then losing to RB Leipzig, and Werder Glimt again go out in the group stage. Now the positive is next year they're not going to be in the Champions League, and I think it's positive because they've not been good. The next team to look at is Molde, who entered the Europa League group stage. They lost to Palermo before beating Athletic Club, losing to Genk, West Ham and Ipswich before drawing to NAC. Concerned here. Okay, after Christmas they picked up back-to-back wins against Red Star and Bromby, which saw them go into the playoff round where they beat Dinamo Zagreb, a 4-all at home before 1-0 away. But they got drawn against Inter in the round of 16, unfortunately. They ended up going out. But round of 16, I mean, better than Werder Glimt. Okay, so next we have Stabæk, who entered Europa League qualifying. And unfortunately went out straight away. So they played Braga, lost 2-1 away before winning 2-1 at home and going out on penalties. Then came up against Stjarnan. They got a 1-0 victory away and a 4-0 victory at home, going into the Conference League group stage. They lost to Rapid Wien on the open day before beating Olympia 1-0. Sorry, drawn 1-0 before beating Girona 2-1, losing to KFS, can't pronounce that name, 3-1 before beating Salzburg and Zalgiris. After Christmas, they went into the knockout rounds. They came against Red Bull Salzburg, who they knocked out 2-0 defeat away before winning 3-0 at home. But unfortunately, round of 16 was where they fell short, beating Juventus at home before losing away from home. So the final team to check is Valerenga, and not looking good. So in qualifying for the Conference League, they came against Vojvodina, got a 3-2 victory away before drawing at home. Then they came against Apoel in the fourth qualifying round. They went out, losing at home and losing away. So we've had a really bad European campaign as a country. I'm a little bit nervous about checking this. So we're in 6th. We picked up 14.5 points, and I'm fairly sure I picked up most of them myself. Netherlands picked up 15.3, so we do stay ahead of them by 4 points going in next season. So we remain in 6th place, the best of the rest. Spain are dropping down to 5th. So the nation we are chasing as Norway is Spain. And unfortunately, we can't do that if the other clubs continue to perform so badly. Now, if we look at the league table to see where we are sitting, we are currently sitting in 2nd. We've had a really bad start and we're 2nd, so that's positive. But if we go to the stage and look at last year, we now have one more team in Europe, but that also means the points are diluted a little bit more. So we, per win, don't get as many points as we would have in previous years. When it's diluted, it's harder to pick up the points if other teams are not doing as well. So we need Stabæk, who went to the Champions League group stage, to do well, and Egerson really to get to the group stage and do well as well. Valerenga, or maybe Egerson going in the Europa League and doing well. Valerenga, we just need them all to do well. We need them all to do well, and that's just fair. Please do well. So in terms of the winners then, so Chelsea have won the Champions League. The Europa League was won by Inter Milan. And the Conference League was won by Rennes. So, okay. So, French club, an Italian club, and an English club, with a Norwegian club in the final, an English club in the final, and an Italian club in the final. Okay. We need to push on. We need to have another successful season. We need to hopefully keep people fit. I mean, Alemand, we need to keep him fit, and I think we need a bit more quality behind him. I just wonder if Stadros maybe, whilst he's a top player in the league, maybe he's just not good enough in Europe. And he did pick up 7 goals in Europe and 2 assists, but maybe I want someone who's getting 7 and 7, 7 and 10, 10 and 10. I want just that next level. And maybe him and Gutelsrud in that attacking midfield, just holding us back a little bit. See what we can do in the summer window as we look to have another successful season next year in Champions League, which I think we can. We just believe in ourselves. I've been Paul, Osno's Northman. We got to the final. We tried our best. We go again.